What is the most savage thing a teacher has ever said to you? I once got a look at my teacher's seating chart. He wrote "Meathead" next to my name. He had been one of my favorite teachers up until that point. If he liked you, then that was probably a joke of his. An inside joke that only he got. No, when he saw that I saw it, he erased it, knowing that he had been out of line. Should have laughed on the spot, instead of acting embarrassed. I wouldn't know, though I burned a friendship once, because I said I used you or something stupid. Well, you are meat, all the way through. We were sitting around, at the end of shop class, just talking shit until the bell rang. One student asked the teacher if he knew how to get 4 gay guys to sit on a stool. The teacher didn't know, so the student turned over his stool, so all 4 legs were pointing up. We all laughed, and then the teacher said they had the same joke back in his day, except it was about how to get 4 sorority girls to sit on a stool. The student thought that version was way better, and started laughing even harder. Then the teacher says, "Isn't your sister a sorority girl?" The look on the student's face was priceless. And that's the story on how incest was created. Pretty sure that was in the Bible. After building trebuchets to launch golf balls in physics, we were doing our tests, and someone's went off center on a swing, and threw a ball in my direction, hitting me in the head surprisingly hard. Actually got a minor concussion from it, and it split the skin open. Seeing me grabbing my head and bleeding, my teacher laughs and says, "Maybe it will fix the part of your brain that makes you like you are." Under such circumstances, the instructor clearly believed you were a good sport. Oh, 100%. I had a good rapport with him, and we joked around quite a bit when opportunity presented itself, but that was by far the most savage he had pulled on me. I never did get him back for that one, so it's safe to say he's the winner of our joke battle. Using trebuchets to launch hard objects just sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. It's a pretty common experiment for high school physics, or at least was when I was in school. Rarely did someone get hurt. I was the first in 3 years and the worst my teacher had seen by a long shot. We never did anything like that in high school here, just stuff on ramps or whatever. But damn, at least have everyone stand far back if you are straight up launching anything. Lol. Golf balls are fucking mean if they hit you. We only walked forward to mark spots, but I'm pretty sure the next year he implemented an everyone fires at once policy. Not me, but my best friend. In social studies, the teacher was giving a lecture, and my friend, let's call him Jared, was talking shit to some friends at the back of the room. He said something about his dick, as high school kids do. Well, from the front of the class comes a real snappy line from the teacher: "This is social studies, Jared, not microbiology." He dead F for respects. In high school, the yearbook committee did a thing where we went to different teachers and asked where they saw random seniors in 10 years' time, and put the quotes in the yearbook. When I gave the name of one of my friends to our English teacher, she simply said, "Jail." Was she wrong? I remember my class had the category of most likely to go to jail. That was voted on by students, but we had to remove it from the yearbook, because the guy actually went to jail before the year ended. At least your yearbook people did something. They took quotes from people's FB pages without asking preference. I had 3 in there, was never asked. Only had the yearbook class vote on the voting stuff, had excluded about 5 seniors from the yearbook. Upon hearing groans following an instruction to get into groups or whatever, "Christ, you want some cheese to go with that wine? Just move." Upon receiving an essay report with almost 0 punctuation, "This is so bad it should be on toilet paper. It's textual diarrhea." It gave me pinky just to look at it. When students complain that this is boring, boredom is a thing that happens in your head. So there are no boring activities, only boring people. Lift your game, Tyler. Oh, you lost your pen. I teach. What's my job? You're a teacher, right? And you lose things. What does that make you? This teacher is an absolute legend. I can literally hear the last one in my head. Textual diarrhea giving him pink eye is the absolute best. I'm dumb lol. My grandma always says, "You're not bored, you're boring." I say it to my students now. They sincerely do not like it and will then work very hard to not be bored. You should really wear socks. It's disgusting not to. Then she gave me a pack of Hin's men's socks. Word got around the school, and I was bullied relentlessly. I gave my last clean, not hole-filled pair to my little brother that morning, so he could play at recess in the cold Iowa winter, and not be too chilly. So fuck you, Mrs. Wilkinson. I wish I had gold for you, it would match your heart. Thank you, it's nice to not be in that position, poor, ill-clothed, etc. anymore. Despite our upbringing, my bro and I wound up doing well for ourselves. And most importantly, we are both happy. Thank you for sharing that. I love a happy ending ESP. One that breaks the cycle. I repeated a sexist joke my friend told me to my other friend in 7th grade. I think it was like, why don't women need a license? There's no road from the kitchen to the bedroom. My teacher asked me to repeat what I said in front of the whole class. So me being a smartass repeated the joke with a smirk. Teacher, naughty trouser snake, do you have a girlfriend? Me? No. Teacher? That's what I thought. Now sit down. I didn't say anything, because she was pretty intimidating. Even though I'm witty, I'm sure she would have quipped right back even meaner. But I wish I had said something clever, like bringing up her recent divorce and say, maybe you should have traveled that road more often. You got me that one time, Ms. Gillinger. Hey, I tried something like this once, and the teen said, no, but I have a boyfriend and he's super hot. I don't ask that question anymore. My teacher once said to a 15-year-old boy, in front of the whole class, you know when you are walking through the shops, and you see a really fat person wearing Crocs, and they have screaming kids by their chubby ankles, that are just as ugly as them, and the parents look like they have the most disgusting hygiene, and haven't showered in weeks? Yeah, you know the ones. Just remember, even they got laid and yet you still haven't, ha ha ha, fuck, that's savage. A high school teacher once told my husband that the world is always going to need ditch diggers. After he graduated, he got a job in the oil field in Alaska and started making over $100K a year at 18. He sent a copy of his check stub to that very teacher with a note that said, you were right, and I dig some of the deepest ditches in the world. I use the same line, but I usually say that the world needs dishwashers. I think it's from a movie. Maybe some former student of mine is making $100K washing dishes somewhere. If so, great. Better than jail. Fairly positive this quote is from the Bruce Lee historical movie, wherein the owner of the restaurant gave a young Bruce Lee an advance on his pay and explained he could further his education or take one of the waitresses out, implying if he went on the date, he'd always be a dishwasher and the world would always need them. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more upcoming videos. Have an amazing day.